Hey everybody, this is Zylock here. I'm just making a quick vid to show off a couple of the combat systems, just some basics for a beginner. For some friends out there, specifically 8-Bit Terror, that is playing this for the first time, which I am glad she is doing because she does love PlayStation, and if you love PlayStation, this is definitely an experience you'd like to have under your belt. So, a couple of things. Just wanted to show this loading screen. This is my primary save, and you can see there's well over a couple hundred hours into it. And you can see by my level on there, I did some incredibly crazy things with it. But we're not going to go into that one because I don't need to dress up like a broccoli. So we're just going to take a look at Mitch. I think Mitch will be fine. Not sure where he is exactly in the... in that I don't know how much I unlocked. I think where I'm at with this one is just some basic Yarnum stuff. But so on the combat system, I tend to stick with R1 in the weapon closed mode just because it's quicker. Once you oh, sorry about that, doll. Once you have it in this, there's a little bit more of a wind up, so it's a little bit slower. Not much, but it's enough that at some point you're going to notice it. So I try to stick with it in that form. Now the R1 L1 that I was talking about, the transform attack, if you get the timing on it right, it does that move, which is really good if you're facing off against 2 or 3 enemies. You will stack damage. In that, with some games, if you hit multiple people, only one takes damage. That's not how it works with this game. You hit multiple people take damage. But the transform attack, once again, it's R1 followed by L1. And it does that. And you can actually even double up for even more damage by doing an R1 and then L1 twice, which is... And you can get some good damage on that. Well, and we're going to go in and take a... well, and it's, I think I can... No, I can't lock onto the doll, so I can't show that off. But as before I get out into the world, I will show one more that I'm not particularly good at, but you can also do a dodge roll followed by an L1 to do something like that. So the transform attack is really what kind of sets this game off from so many others. The transform attack gives you more options. Again, dodge roll, L1. Yep, and you get a nice side-swiping attack with this particular weapon. There are a lot of different weapons that you'll encounter depending on, it's how much you get into the game. But you got to get past Gascoigne before you can decide whether you're really into this game or not. And if you end up rage quitting, so be it. I went through 2 full restarts of trying to get past Gascoigne. After playing God of War 2018, I really put my fist down and said, this is the game that I really want to spend some time on and learn how to play. And as soon as I learned how to play it, I spent a lot of time on it, as evidenced by my character that's level 461. So let's go do a little bit of combat and show what this is in practice. And I don't have a whole lot of time to record, so if the recording drops out on this, maybe I'll start up a second one, post it as a second video. But we just want to show off a couple of basics. So we can find this guy over here. Now the dodge button will do the dodge roll. You can also jump, but you can only do it by sprinting. Let's see if I can actually do it. You can only do it by sprinting and then pressing the sprint button directly after. But jump isn't really a common... jumping isn't really a common mechanic in this game. You use it for a lot of different things. Now, dodging, you're going to have to get used to dodging into and through weapons. You're going to have to get used to dodging through weapons. This is where the third of a second of invincibility really comes from. And I don't even know if it's as much as a third of a second. But you can see that, like this transform attack, it's the R1, L1. That'll get you through a lot. And it's primarily what I was using on my Blood Level 4 run. And see, the transform attack will break the shield for you. Nope. The transform attack or a heavy R1 will break the shield. I usually like the transform attack because you get a nice little bit of damage to go with it. And if you do the R1, L1, L1, you'll get even more. This guy is mostly toast, so we'll just get rid of him and find some more guys to work with. Yeah, and down here, so when you've got a lot of guys that are all stacked up, this is... Oh. And yes, you get your butt kicked a lot. Yeah, so as you can see from that, I like doing that because that's how I get the range. And it's when you've got it extended like this all the time and operating on that, there's just a little bit too much of a build up for it. And for this particular weapon, it also doesn't sideswipe. It's only up and down. The only way you're going to get that really good sideswipe is to do the transform attack. Open. Here come some more willing subjects. Come on. Come on. Yeah, so you can see it's got a lot going for it. And a rolling attack. Oh. Let's see if I can do the rolling attack. There we go. So you can see depending on what kind of attack you do, you can get some very serious damage out of it. But the transform attack, that's where you're really going to get the good stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna hop back up here. And head down the other side. And you've already got the visceral attacks down, so I don't really need to talk a whole lot about that. But we will show on this guy it's how to deal with backstab parries. And backstab, like this is going to be an easy one because nope, now he knows I'm here. Let me see if I can get around him and do a backstab. You can get a backstab like that and get the visceral, but it takes a little bit of practice to really get that down. And I have a tendency to do that kind of thing with some of the bigger enemies. Like that's how I managed to finally take out Orphan of Cause. I used the backstab technique because I just could not parry him with the gun. I could just never get the timing quite right. And again, to go with it's go away, nutter. And running past enemies, always a viable option. Yeah, and this one, I think I got this unlocked. Yeah, so it's this this particular elevator. You try to use the You tried to use the lever for it. The lever doesn't work until you've used the elevator the first time. That lever is just to recall an elevator that's already working. And to get to the elevator, you got to go through the sewer. So, give you a little sneak preview. It's going to take you a little while to get there. But it's, again, with this game, it's all about what you might find that you enjoy in it. I don't know if this is necessarily the best game for streaming for a first-time playthrough. As I leave that up to your better discretion on how you want to manage that. But if you do decide to go through and play the game, as I will say that there will be bosses that you'll spend 2 or 3 hours trying to get past, and when you finally get past them, it's so satisfying because the bosses aren't unfair. They're unbelievably fair. You know, that's the way that the game is designed. The bosses are hard and they require you to play, and there aren't a whole lot of one-shotting enemies going on. The game is designed around you being able to, kite around enemies and, not take a hit. Basically stay alive. But it takes some practice, and you'll get there. And let me see if I can... No. Oh man, it's... Yeah. I don't think my controller is being very kind to me today, so... Okay, that's all I really had. I mostly just wanted to show off the transform attack and make sure you knew that that's something that you want to start considering. And once you understand those nuances of the combat, it really opens up a lot of things. Oh yeah, and while I'm sitting here at this house, this guy, I am not very good without the lock on. But this guy right here, you can always get a backstab on him, and he always gives you 4 bullets. Just, if you die and you come back and you're looking at something, if these enemies respawn in this area, come get your 4 bullets. They're free every time. You just got to kill this guy, which you've been doing anyway. Just scoot in here, get your 4 free bullets. They're too expensive in the shop. And I am going to stop this video here, but I think I may start up the other save that I have that's at level 460, just to show you a couple of the crazy things the further you get along into this game. Okay, stopping it here.